I need to tell you something. Before it's too late. Before I run out of breath. Before the words I've been holding inside for decades stay buried with me. But here's the thing. What I'm about to share isn't just any advice. These are 10 powerful lessons I've learned the hard way. Lessons you've probably never heard before. And if you ignore them, you might end up paying a price you'll regret for the rest of your life. So stay with me till the end. Because missing even one could change everything. If my words hit you, if you feel this could help someone, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing lessons. Some truths come only once, and some chances never come back. My name is Thomas Brennan. I'm 73 years old, and I'm recording this alone in my apartment on a Sunday evening because there's no one left to say these there. 1. Your body keeps a ledger, and the bill always comes due. I smoked from 18 to 46. 28 years of telling myself I'd quit tomorrow, next month, next year. What's harder than quitting? Sitting in a cardiologist's office at 59, listening to him explain that your heart isn't what it used to be, that the damage is permanent. Nobody believes their body is keeping score when they're 30, when you can stay up all night, eat garbage, skip the gym, and bounce back like nothing happened. But it is keeping score. Every skipped meal, every night of 3 hours sleep, every year of sitting still and telling yourself you'll start exercising when things calm down. I had a friend, Ed, ran 5 miles every morning at 42. I thought he was invincible. At 54, his knees gave out so badly he couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without pain. Not from running. From 20 years of bad posture, and never stretching, never paying attention. Your body doesn't forget. It just waits until you can't ignore it anymore. 2. Silence doesn't preserve relationships, it destroys them. I had a falling out with my cousin Martin over something so trivial, I'm embarrassed to even say it out loud. He made a comment at a family gathering. It bothered me. And instead of just saying, "Hey Martin, that rubbed me the wrong way," here's why I shut him out. Stop calling. Stop showing up. Let years pass. We didn't speak for 9 years. 9 years over a conversation that would have taken 20 minutes if I'd just been honest. When we finally talked, after his daughter called me and basically forced us into the same room. It was awkward at first, but we worked it out. And you know what the worst part was? Realizing we'd wasted almost a decade because I was too proud, too stubborn, or too cowardly to just say what I was feeling. That's not strength. That's fear dressed up as dignity. 3. Comparing yourself to other people's highlight reel is a guaranteed way to feel like you're failing. When I was in my 40s, my neighbor bought a brand new truck. Beautiful thing. Chrome everywhere. Sat in his driveway, like a monument. And every time I pulled up in my 10-year-old sedan, I felt like a failure. Like I was falling behind, somehow. Behind what? Behind who? I didn't even need a truck. I worked in an office. I had no use for a truck bed or four-wheel drive. But he had one, and I didn't. So somehow that meant I wasn't measuring up. That's insane, but we do it constantly. Other people's vacations, their promotions, their houses, their kids' achievements. We measure our behind the scenes against everyone else's carefully curated, front-facing life. It's a race with no finish line and no prize, just perpetual dissatisfaction with what you actually have. 4. Waiting for the perfect time to do the things that matter guarantees you'll never do them. I told myself for 20 years I'd learn to play guitar. My grandfather had an old, acoustic, beautiful, worn wood. I'd hold it as a kid and imagine playing songs. 20 years of, I'll start next year, when things settle down, when I have more time. Things never settled down. There was always something. Work deadlines, family obligations, house repairs. Life doesn't stop and clear a space for you. It just keeps moving. I finally took lessons at 67. And I'm terrible. Genuinely bad. My instructor, a patient, a woman named Diane, once told me I have the timing of a broken metronome, but I'm terrible and happy. Which is more than I can say, for the 2 decades I spent waiting for a perfect moment that never came. 5. Clinging to who you used to be prevents you from becoming anyone new. I played college baseball, third base, pretty decent, nothing spectacular. But for years, decades, really, I'd bring it up. At parties, at work lunches, back when I played ball. My daughter finally said to me, gently, "Dad, that was 40 years ago." She wasn't being cruel. She was right. I'd been so attached to who I was at 21 that I hadn't bothered becoming anyone interesting since. Your past is fine as a memory. It's a terrible identity. 6. Building your social circle around people who only show up when things are easy leaves you alone when things get hard. I had a group of guys I played poker with every Thursday for about 15 years. Good times. Lots of laughs. Cold beer and bad jokes. When my business went under in 2002, partner embezzled funds and disappeared. Not one of them reached out. Not one phone call. Not one, "Hey, you okay? Need anything?" The following Thursday, poker resumed like nothing happened, and when I tried to bring it up casually, one of them said, "We figured you didn't want to talk about it." No, they didn't want to hear about it. Big difference. Fair weather friends aren't necessarily bad people. Most don't even realize what they're doing. But if your entire support system evaporates, the moment things get difficult, you don't have a support system, you have drinking buddies. 7. Holding on to anger doesn't hurt the person who wronged you, it just eats you alive from the inside. After my business partner disappeared with the money, I carried that rage around for years, brought it up constantly. At family dinners, at the grocery store, random conversations with strangers. My ex-wife finally said to me, "Harold, you're letting that man live rent-free in your head, and he's not even in the same state anymore." She was right. Resentment doesn't punish the person who hurt you. It just poisons your own days. I'm not saying forgive everyone who's ever wronged you. Some things don't deserve forgiveness, but carrying them around every single day, that's a choice. And it costs you more than it costs them. 8. Not every argument needs to be won. Most aren't even worth having. I fought with my daughter about her career choice for an entire year. She wanted to be a social worker. I wanted her to go into finance or law. Something practical. Something with money. I made spreadsheets, showed her salary comparisons, presented my case like I was arguing in front of a jury. She listened politely and did exactly what she wanted anyway. She's been a social worker for 12 years now, works with foster kids, loves what she does, comes home exhausted but fulfilled. Meanwhile, I spent a year damaging our relationship, making her feel like her choices weren't valid, over a decision that was never mine to make. Most battles aren't worth fighting. Most hills aren't worth dying on. 9. Being constantly busy doesn't mean you're being productive, and it definitely doesn't make you more valuable as a person. I wore my 70-hour work weeks like a badge of honor for decades. Weekends at the office. I couldn't sit still on a Sunday without feeling guilty. And for what? Half those hours were wasted. Meetings that could have been emails. Then, constantly waiting for your real life to start means you sleepwalk through the life you actually have. This one took me the longest to understand. I spent my 30s waiting for my 40s when I'd have more money. Spent my 40s waiting for my 50s when the kids would be grown. Spent my 50s waiting for retirement when real life would finally begin. And when retirement came, I sat in my kitchen on that first Monday morning, coffee getting cold, staring at an empty Moore's calendar, and thought, now what? I'd been so focused on getting somewhere that I completely missed the trip. Every stage of life has something in it worth noticing, not in some cheesy inspirational way. In a real, specific, ordinary way. The sound of your house when everyone's asleep. A meal that turned out better than expected. A Tuesday where nothing went wrong. Those aren't small things. Those are the actual substance of a life. We just don't see them because we're always scanning the horizon for something bigger that might never show up. Look, I'm not standing here pretending I've got it all figured out. At 71, I still catch myself making half these mistakes on a regular basis. But the difference between making them now and making them at 30 is that now I can see them for what they are. And that's what I'm offering you. Not perfection. Just a head start. Pick one of these 10, whichever one made your chest tighten a little, and do something about it this week. Not some massive overhaul. One conversation, one phone call, one small adjustment. That's how things actually change. Not in explosions, in corrections. That's all I've got.